Hey, hello everybody. I wanted to talk about this. Believe it or not, I have tried all week to make this video and haven't been able to do it. This has hit me so hard and affected me that it's actually cost me sleep over this past week. And that's the murder of Iryna Zarutska, the Ukrainian refugee who came here and was murdered on the Charlotte, North Carolina public transit system. This was one of the most horrific murders you could possibly see. And if you haven't looked it up, you don't have to, just trust me. It was what nightmares are made out of. And I think for me, what struck me the most was the lack of just the sheer hatred of the perpetrator to do that to somebody who is so small and so frail. Now, one of the reasons that this messed me up so bad is because I've got little girls in my kids' classes that were bigger than she was. The girl was tiny. She was so frail and so helpless, and the last thing that she did when her life was escaping her body was look up in complete fear and questioning, trying to figure out why. I know that because as a child, I used to make that look to my legal guardian when I was little, when they would beat me like that. And I made it stop. I chose at a very young age that that was going to stop. But that fear, that look, that when she looked up, that still haunts me. And I worry so much about the ladies and the girls in here, my black belts. My wife, my daughter, I was talking to my daughter about it, and she was just like, I was telling her how much it affected me, and she was like, why? I told her, because I'm a dad. I'm a man and I'm a father, and that's my worst fear. Now, there's been so many comments. There's been a lot that's happened. Also, the Charlie Kirk assassination. But this is absolutely reprehensible. The racial comments that were made about her, even people on social media talking smack, martial arts instructors who do not have the experience, making statements like, well, if I trained her, she'd still be alive. And other guys, yeah, well, if she had a gun. And I want to tell you, there is absolutely nothing that she could have done. She did not see this coming. If someone else had a gun, they could have possibly neutralized that threat before he hurt someone else potentially. But she didn't even see it coming. And that was the reason for the shock and the fear on her face. She couldn't understand why. So anybody telling you that, oh, if they train here, they'd be doing this, they are not being honest with you. One thing that I will tell you that would have helped her is situational awareness. If she was paying attention to her surroundings, and maybe she might have got on and saw that guy, DeCarlos Brown, sitting behind her, but maybe she was such a loving person, she didn't want to offend him by making him think that she was uncomfortable. I don't know. But she sat down, paid attention to her phone, nothing else. She just wanted to get home. This little girl escaped a war-torn country to come to the United States, working a minimum wage job to take care of her mother and her brother. And this is what she got for it. So situational awareness. If there was ever a time to be able to be on your feet and move, that would have been it. Now, one thing that you get from martial arts, I don't care where you train, if you're in a martial arts program and they're doing this and they're moving around and they're on their feet moving around, they are learning situational awareness. They are learning how to read each other's body languages. They're learning how to stay comfortable at a certain distance. They're learning how to watch when their opponent is going to act on something. Those are all benefits of training if they're training consistently. Now, when they're not training consistently, they train once a month, twice a month, always taking off for other sports, other activities, they're not learning it, period. But if they're consistent and they're training on a consistent basis, can they still drop their guard? Absolutely, absolutely. And people say, well, why didn't she just take another train? Yeah, she could have, but like I said, maybe she saw that man, maybe she didn't. Maybe she didn't want to make him feel bad. And after working how many hours at a minimum wage job, when you're looking at the only form of transportation that you have, are you really going to step back and say, I better take another train because this doesn't look safe? Well, now that we know this, if your instincts ever tell you that, please trust them. Call somebody, call an Uber, call a taxi, take another train, take another bus. We see how bad the mental illness is getting in Hawaii and here locally. You guys don't know, somebody pulled a knife on me in the parking lot in January. It didn't turn out the way that he wanted it to, but it's happening all the time. And if we look away and just pretend that it doesn't happen, it's going to continue to get worse as it has been. Every one of you needs to be contacting your local representatives and demanding that they take action and fix the problem of drugs, crime, and mental illness.